Hi, how are you? Good morning. I know I'm looking so crazy right now. I don't even have my glasses on, guys. Like, I woke up this morning. I'm not even kidding you. I woke up, I went to the bathroom, I sat on the toilet for like 30 minutes, and I didn't even have to go number 2. Like, I literally just sat there because I was going number 1 and I got lazy and didn't want to get up. Like, tell me if you feel me on that, because some mornings that's like my morning. I was working while I was on the toilet. I know that might be a little TMI. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But it was crazy. And so I listened to this podcast last night while I was in the shower. And I wanted to come on here because, like, it really, really made sense to me. And it's like, this is the whole reason why my life changed. This is like one of the biggest key factors into why I started changing my whole life, like why I stopped being the way that I was. And so I don't know what the heck my dog's doing. The dogs are over there fighting. Like, I'm gonna turn this around for you guys so you guys can see. Okay, you guys see that? They're over there fighting. I don't know what they're doing. And then I've got this one over here who's like, I don't know, prancing in the grass or something. Guys, oh my gosh, it's Saturday already. We have big goals and big dreams, like such big goals and big dreams, okay? And so in order to completely finish our edition, we have to meet this goal. So if you've ever wanted to order with me, like if you've ever wanted to place an order for and this is what I hopped on here for, but figured I would mention it while I'm here. If you've ever thought about placing an order with me for either the hair vitamin or for my skinny coffee or my greens, you can get a major deal with me for getting started right now. And it's just because it's month end and we're going for a big goal, and in order to finish our son's room, we need to make it happen, and we need to help a lot more people than we've already helped this month. So I'm at it again this morning. That's what I'm doing. And if you've ever thought about ordering from me, now's the time to reach out and say, hey, Chelsea, because I would really appreciate it. And I know for a fact these products work because I use them myself. So super excited. I can get you any details on anything. It's pretty much like $100 to $200 off of all of our packages, which is massive, right? And every single package is under $100. So super amazing. Super amazing. Some of it is like super cheap. So get my inbox right now because this is the best time to order. Not because of not just because of the deal, but also because it obviously helps me out every single order. I'm so grateful for, so appreciative of, and things like that. Okay. So anyways, I listened to this podcast last night, and it was going with like the last thing that I got on here, and I talked about how like we are all seasoned. We're all preseasoned from when we were kids, you know, from our family, from our parents, from our friends and our peers at school, and the teachers that we, you know, connected with through school. And maybe you went to college and maybe you were preseasoned there. And, you know, we all have a little piece of everybody that we've ever hung out with, ever surrounded ourselves with. And that's why it's so important, the people that you surround yourself with, because the 5 people that you surround yourself with every single day are the people that are going to influence you the most, which means if you are hanging out with people who are lazy, you're going to get that trait of laziness somewhere in your life. If you are hanging out with someone who is nervous and scared and worried all the time, you're going to start being nervous and scared and worried all the time. If you are hanging out with someone who is not financially making it and is struggling every day, you're going to have those same exact struggles because of the people that you are surrounding yourself with daily, okay? So if you want to move yourself forward in your life, you have to be willing to say, I'm sorry, I love you, but I'm going to love you from a distance, and go find friends who are going to lift you up, who are going to influence you in a positive way, who are going to push you forward, not hold you back. So that's like that's like a big key part in this, right? So anyways, one of the things she was talking about is like there's certain things that we're told growing up, or we witness growing up, that kind of season our beliefs, right? Like our beliefs of like making sure you wash your hands, saying please and thank you, apologizing when you're wrong, not cheating on your spouse. These are all things, right? That, or maybe you had parents who did cheat on each other. I don't know. And maybe you learned that from them. Maybe you had parents who were always out at the bar and were drunk all the time. I don't know. Maybe you learned that from them. These are all beliefs that we put in our head when we surround ourselves with people, even our parents. Like, I know plenty of older women who, older women, younger women, literally doesn't matter what age you are, you can have beliefs that you're not good enough. You can have beliefs that, you know, no matter what, your life is never going to change. Like, drop a 1 below if you know someone who has this belief, or you've noticed has this belief. Like, same shit, different day. Life's always going to be the same. This is a belief that we get seasoned with as we grow up, as we grow into the individuals that we are meant to be, or maybe not meant to be, you know? And so here's these beliefs, okay? They're coming from somewhere. They came from someone, they came from some area. If you are thinking about the beliefs that you have in your head that are negative, like, I want you to really, really think about this, okay? And I'm gonna tell you guys, this is what I did in the shower yesterday. I know this is really weird, but I listened to this podcast, and this is what I want you to do, okay? I want you to think about what you want in your life. Like, really think about what you want in your life, okay? What do you want in your life? Do you want to be able to not have to worry about your bills? Do you want to be able to buy a new house with no worry and not have to live in the situation that you're in right now? Do you want to be able to have a vehicle that doesn't break down all the time that you don't have to worry about? Do you want to be able to pay all your bills on auto pay? Do you want to be able to pay off your debt so you don't have to worry about the debt collectors calling you 24/7? Do you want to be able to buy groceries? What do you want to be able to buy, okay? I want you to write them down, okay? Write them down. You can take a second, write it down. Okay, write it down. That's like my key factor in everything. You want to write everything down. Every single thing that you want in your life, write it down, okay? You can pause that video, okay? So you can pause it right here if you need to write it down, and then keep going, okay? So when you're writing those down, what are the negative feelings that you're getting about it? You know, when you think about your biggest goal and your biggest dream, what are the negative thoughts that are popping into your head? Maybe like, I can never do that. There's no way this is going to ever happen. This is going to take forever. I don't have the money for that. When is this ever going to happen? It feels like it's never going to happen, right? These are all negative thoughts that pop into our head. I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough to do that. There's no way. My financials right now are not working for me. And if you're working a business like this, you could be saying things like, there's no way I can hit that promotion. Like, oh my gosh, like, how is that even going to be possible? I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough for that. I'm not, these are all negative thoughts that pop into our brain, okay? So think about all those negative Nancy, whatever the heck her name is that's popping inside your head. Think about the negative Nancy that's popping in your head, okay? Where are those thoughts coming from? Where did those thoughts originate from? Because you had to have learned them from somewheres. You had to have heard them from somewheres. You had to have thought them at some point when you were with someone, or been told it, or maybe the people who are around you influenced you to think that. I don't know, but where did that thought come from? Okay, think about that. Where did that thought come from? Because I could nail down exactly where my negative thoughts come from. I could nail down exactly what, where it came from, where I watched it, where I learned it, who I learned it from. There might have been a few different people who I learned it from, who I, was seasoned by to think those things about myself. And especially when it comes to like my weight loss journey, I know I want to be down to a certain point. And when I start thinking about it and I think about that point, I get all those feelings saying, Chelsea, you're not good enough to be able to do that. Your body does not like you. You are, too much. You don't look good when you're exercising. You don't look good when you're working out. Like, how are you supposed to do that when you can't even get outside of your house because you're so nervous if someone will see you working out? You know what I mean? Like Drop a 2 below if you felt those things before. Everybody's has those negative feelings. When you think about your goal, there's always that little devil that's talking in the back of your head saying, you can't do that. You're not good enough. Like, you can't, you know what I mean? There's all these thoughts. And I can think the first thing when I think about that, for example, for my weight loss journey, and I think about, and I'm just giving this to you guys as an example. When I think about my weight loss journey and I think about, I want to be down to a certain amount, okay? And it's a big number, right? And I've already lost 60 pounds with our Skinny Coffee, thank the good Lord. But I want to be further and I want to be more, which means I need to change my daily activities. I need to change the way that I do things. And when I think about it, I'm like, okay, well, I need to start being healthy and getting outside more. I need to be able to move. I need to be able to get my heart rate up and feel good about working out and things like that so that I can maintain the weight once I lose it, right? And so the first thing that I think about when I start thinking about, oh, well, you're going to have to start working out if you want to lose that weight, is the voice inside of my head saying like you can't do that. What if someone drives by and sees you? Like you got that ugly look when you're working out, you know what I mean? And I can think back to where I learned this thought and where I got this self-conscious thought that I didn't want anybody watching me work out. I'm sure a lot of you guys can probably have someone in your life that that has a phobia of working out in front of people. That's me, okay? So I think back to it, and where did that thought come from? It was one guy in my gym class when I was in high school. I was in 9th grade, and I was made fun of if I looked, and I went live about this a while ago. I was made fun of because like I was a bigger girl, obviously. I was made fun of because I was wearing a t-shirt one day. And I was not the thinnest person in the room. And so the next day I came to my gym class and I wore a sweatshirt. And I was made fun of because I was the only person in the gym wearing a sweatshirt, sweating to death, because I did not want to be made fun of for wearing a t-shirt, right? And same with shorts. I had shorts on. They made fun of me for wearing, a long sweatshirt and shorts. So I came to my gym class with a sweatshirt and leggings the next time I came in, and I was still made fun of because of what I was dressed like, okay? And so I always had that connection from here on out, ever since I was made fun of from that one person. I know exactly who he is. I know exactly what his name is, okay? And I was always made fun of by that one person, and that one person shaped my entire life of being nervous of people watching me work out. And that phobia has always been there ever since, right? And so you probably have something, no matter what it is, whether it be you're wanting to lose the weight that you're wanting to lose, that's your goal, or maybe you want to make money, extra money so you can pay your bills on time, or maybe you want to be able to buy that dream house that you've always wanted, or maybe you want to buy that vehicle that you've always wanted so that you don't have to worry about breaking down, or so that you can have something nice for once, right? And you've got that little voice in the back of your head, and you know exactly who it is. I can guarantee you know exactly who it is that seasoned your brain to think these things. Now, I want you to take that person, think about them real quick, and I want you to forgive them. So crazy. I know, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be really, really, really hard to forgive that person. But I want you to forgive them. Because when you forgive them, and I can guarantee you that Joe Schmo, who made fun of me in the 9th grade, over 11 years ago, 12 years ago, 15 years ago, something like that, that Joe Schmo in the 9th grade, I guarantee you, he has not worried about this for one day past high school, okay? I can almost guarantee that. And so why am I still holding on to it? And maybe it's, your family, maybe it's your mother, your father, whatever. Maybe they're still like this, okay? Maybe there's still that negative Nancy in your life. You don't have to surround yourself. We are all grown women on here, right? Like, drop a 3 below if you're a grown ass woman. Drop a 3 below if you are a grown woman. When it comes down to it, You don't have to surround yourself with anybody. You don't need someone to tell you what you can and can't do. You don't have to surround yourself with anybody that makes you feel badly about you. You don't need a permission slip to tell you who you can say goodbye to, who you can distance yourself from. You don't need that. And so when, maybe you have those people in your life still, distance yourself from them. Maybe it's someone a long time ago who said it to you that you're already distancing yourself from. Let it go and seek forgiveness. Forgive that person who treated you so poorly or made you feel so inside your head that you no longer can move forward because you're still stuck worrying about what that person thinks about you. Or you are still stuck thinking that that person's opinion matters, because it doesn't. And that opinion's not going to be there when you're laying in your deathbed wishing that you would have lost the weight that you wanted to lose. That person's not going to be there when you're on your deathbed with you wishing that you would have just made the money and done whatever it took to make the money to buy that dream house you've always wanted, to give your family the life. And I had to do this when I started changing my life. I watched this show called The Secret, okay? And then Tony Robbins, I'm Not Your Guru. I'll post it below for you guys, okay? Tony Robbins, I'm Not Your Guru. Go look it up. It's on Netflix. If you watch it, you're going to understand what forgiveness is really going to give you. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. Any type of growth in your life, it's hard. Like, I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but it's going to be hard. But that's where you're going to find the ultimate happiness in your life. It's if you sit there and say, I know exactly where those negative thoughts come from. I know exactly who seasoned my brain with this as a child or as a teenager or as a young adult or an adult in general. I know exactly who it is. Shoot, it could be your husband. I don't even know. It could be your husband who is always making you feel like you can't do that or you're not good enough, right? Like, I've seen it several times, and maybe your husband's not trying to make you feel that way, but he's got his own limited beliefs up in his head, and he will try to pawn it off on you, right? And so maybe we got some people in here who are struggling with that. I don't know, but maybe it is. And when it comes down to it, you got to forgive that person, because their mindset is not anything like yours. Your mindset is beautiful and it is growing, and theirs is staying right there, or it was back there back when they seasoned you with that, okay? So you have to forgive them because they're not holding on to it, They're not holding on to it. So I hope you guys get something from that today. We are actually going to my niece's birthday party. Like I said, if you have ever thought about getting started with me or ordering with me or whatever, today is the day to do it. Tonight I will be taking off, so I won't be on my phone full time. And I'll be back tomorrow, like noonish, afternoon time. I'm so excited for this month end to meet this goal and build the rest of our edition. And I'm so grateful for every single person that watches my videos and hops on here, and everyone who orders from me and all the girls on my team. I love you guys so much, and I hope you have an amazing Saturday.